Welcome to Modern Homestead, Alaska. I'm Jessica, and that's my daughter Cody, and this is our third year of digging potatoes together. So this has become a tradition. We have waited for days and weeks to be able to come out here. It did not rain yesterday. It's still pretty wet because we've had so much rain, but we were just looking in the forecast, and this is going to be one of the only consecutive days with no rain. We want as little dirt as possible on the potatoes. Without any more ado, we have not seen. This is always like a present, right?
Without any more ado, Mom.
Let's start. Is that not the right word?
Without further ado.
Without further ado. We're gonna start pulling potatoes.
Girl.
Watch out, Bert. Bert, get off of the potato.
Oh my. Want a worm? You want a worm, Birdie? No. That's fine, I guess. Yep. Good boy, Duke. Get the potatoes.
Oh, look at the size of that worm.
Yeah, gross.
I think these are so pretty.
Potato! Oh, another one.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, guess what? Another one. Look at him go, look at him. Get it, Duke! Get the potato! Ooh! OMG.
That's a good one.
OMG, another one.
The world's best helper.
Here, Duke. Have a tiny potato. Here. Now go eat your potatoes somewhere else. Birdie, what are you doing?
That's a good one.
Hey, what you got? Not your ball.
Duke! What's this? What's this?
He has a potato.
What's this? This is your ball. Go get it. Go get it.
He has a potato too.
Duke!
That's your name. Now go play.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew.
Duke! Oh! Get over here. This stinks so bad.
Okay.
Potato. Here, Duke. Here, Duke. Duke! Duke! Oh, just grab the whole bite full of dirt and then ran. Duke, look what I uncovered for you.
Stop! Stop taking the potato! Oh my gosh. I love his little no tail.
Yeah.
Wherever Dad stands, he stands with his legs on the back of Dad, and just because he wants his attention, you know.
Yeah.
And his little tail is wagging, like at the kitchen sink, everywhere that Dad
Did you
is.
just steal my potato?
And then he wants Dad to dance with him all the time, which is freaking hysterical to watch. Ew! Don't eat the top. That's poisonous. Stop. Stop. Stop.
Give me that. Thanks. Trade ya. Here. Now go.
Is he actually eating it or just playing with it?
Let's watch.
He's trying to throw it in the air.
Oh, he munches them.
He's so funny.
Okay.
Oh, he's just playing with it.
Oh, it just takes him a minute. All his teeth are falling. Look how fat his face is right now. Delish! Potato!
So fun.
You're not a potato kind of guy? You were last year.
Remember he would dig the seed potatoes out of the ground when he was a puppy?
Bert. I feel like you're right where I'm at.
We are about halfway. Our helper is like having, well, what it is, a puppy. Here, Duke. Go get it. Go get your ball. Cody and I just pulled a bunch of the stalks. We left those. Those are the potatoes I got from my neighbor, and they're huge. The stalks are in comparison to what we had grown, but halfway, and the wheelbarrow's almost full. So we think we're gonna have plenty of potatoes, even though it's not quite as good of a harvest as we've gotten in years past. That's okay. I want to grow them up there next year where the garlic was. That bed is super, super deep. And we knew this bed was a little bit shallow, but you want to move potatoes every single year. And so this is the year they're here. The garlic is not going to go in the same spot. That bed is so deep that we want to just kind of work with it, and we'll do the potatoes in there next year. And I'm going to start over new seed potatoes next year, and just see if I can get a bigger harvest that way. Pitchfork it.
Watch out, Duke.
Jump. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here. Oh, wow. Two.
Watch out, Duke. Is that Dad?
Yeah. Do you love that she knows when it's him?
Yeah.
The cow is literally mooing at Aaron. The puppy and Berto ran to greet him. I think it's so... Oh!
There they are. Found them.
Cody, do you know what this is? This is my potatoes.
The Viking potato.
No, remember I found a potato seed my very first year.
Yeah, the Viking potato. I know what these are.
I planted the potato seed. When we opened these to see what these are inside, these came from my potato.
Found them. Look at that root, though. Look at it.
That's crazy. Aaron! This is what my potato seeds made. Do you have your knife on you?
Huh?
This is the potatoes that my potato seed for, this is a 3-year process. Here it is.
Dude, Duke loves full mouthfuls of dirt, too.
It's insane.
Why do you need my knife?
I want to see what it looks like inside.
Take a bite.
Okay, there it is. The
Dude, Duke's ate like 17 potatoes.
You guys are leaving so many.
Oh, it's purple all the way through. Look at that.
Girl, we had those last year.
I know, but they came from the potato seed.
Look what you got all over my knife.
Isn't that beautiful?
See your apron.
Hi, babe.
Hi.
Look at it. It's bleeding purple.
Look at all the potatoes.
We haven't even gotten there.
These are the Carolyn potatoes, so we wanted to see. Look, I can't believe
Think
my
fast.
potato seed made these.
No, that's a rotten one.
You might think.
Well, these are the bigger potatoes you've ever
They would
grown.
make the most beautiful,
beautiful.
mashed potatoes for sure.
Which ones?
The purple ones.
Ooh, they look like something you don't want to eat.
Yes, they would. Come on.
Oh,
Look at here.
gravy can't even hide that.
Oh, wow. Stop.
Also, your dog stole one of my gloves and hid it from me. I don't know where it went. He just took off.
Duke. Go.
Those did awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. It's like we didn't know they were going to be in there.
It's a surprise every time!
Every time.
It is like unwrapping a present, Aaron. I grew these. Do you know how long it's taken to grow those?
Like
3
normal
years.
sized potatoes? Like
From a potato seed to a normal sized potato. That's insane.
I'll be right here.
You need to toss.
Bert! Mom doing gardens?
Yeah, he finally gets to be in here, and so he wants to lay right where Cody and I are working.
Booty.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Jessica.
Here we go. Here we go.
You're like a
Every time.
Special
Every
needs-
time.
special needs kid.
She puts in the fork, and potatoes come out, and I'm so happy every time.
Oh my!
Oh! He makes fun of us one more time.
You know what kind that one was?
What?
The kind that goes on your face. I'm gonna throw it at you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my!
A potato. It's weird. We've only pulled potatoes out of here. Oops.
Cody.
Those are nice. Denny and Carolyn's potatoes they gave us produced a bunch. Because I think it was only 4 or 5
Get him,
potatoes.
Dukes. I see him.
This is what a potato seed is. So it grew on the potato plant,
Look at him go.
and I harvested one of these, 3 of these, my very first year of gardening. And it takes like ideal rain, which Alaska seems to have. And then I planted it. It made little bitty potato plants, and the potatoes that I planted at the beginning of the season were about this same size. And someone thought, which is hysterical, that I had kept these to plant the next year. They thought I had kept moose poop because they were little black potatoes. And then we got some of the most beautiful big potatoes out of what essentially was a seed the 3rd year. So these are 3 years in the making, so he can tease me all he wants. It's exciting that I planted this.
Faith like potatoes.
Faith like potatoes, baby.
Come on, dear!
Oh, potato. All right, we're gonna leave it marked and come back
Hey, pick that
tomorrow.
one up. Don't forget that.
Oh, another one. We're gonna leave it marked. We're just tired. It's after 4 o'clock. Aaron brought us sandwiches earlier, so really grateful for that. And then when we're done with this row, all we'll have is the cabbages and the celery, and both of them are doing fantastic. The temperature is still warm enough that we had a frost that killed all of the squash and pumpkin plants, but these are cold weather crops, and so it's really not affecting them very much. But we do need to get the garden tucked away because I have to take down the greenhouses, deal with the tomatoes, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it is a ton of work. Just pulling the potatoes and what carrots we did today was a whole day worth of labor for 2 people. So, anywho, we'll be back tomorrow. Well, beautiful Cody got called in to work, and this was a huge amount of work to begin with. So I'm going to take the potatoes in. We were going to pull the rest of the carrots, and we will do that this week. We're calling for 50 degrees every day the next like 4 or 5 days in a row. So it's going to be fantastic weather for me to grab the rest of the garden. Some of my cabbages are starting to split, but I thought we would make a wonderful dinner with these fresh potatoes. I have been waiting all season for them. I am so excited. So we're gonna go in and do that. The way that I like to lay out the potatoes, I don't think I need to show that. It's been shown so many times. What you do is you lay cardboard. I like to use a moving blanket, something like that. I'm just gonna dump them out on a moving blanket in the basement. I'm gonna put a fan on them to just start really curing and drying them off. And then when I store them, I'm gonna come down with a dry brush, and I'm just gonna brush off the potatoes, and they're gonna be stored with the dirt left on them. We're not gonna rinse any of these. That is why we waited for it to be a couple of days without rain before we pulled them. If we would have had to pull them in the mud, we would have had to rinse them and then try and cure them from there. But we don't want to introduce any water to these potatoes. But we pulled them yesterday and they've been sitting out here. We have got to get them out of the sun. If they start getting green spots on them, that creates something that would upset your belly if you eat them. So you would have to cut that off at the very least, and try not to do that. So in a dark part in the basement, lay all your potatoes out, get them drying, and in a couple weeks we'll come through and we'll dust them off. We'll be eating them between now and then. And then let's see what we can make for dinner out of the garden. I went ahead and pulled a head of celery, a head of cabbage. I grabbed some onions out of the basement. I have my potatoes over here. We're gonna actually cook those. And then I have all the carrots and kohlrabi we did pull. I'm gonna get all of this washed up, and I think we're gonna make kind of like a cabbage kohlrabi salad, maybe some homemade mayo, some other things like that as a side dish for dinner. And all of this is coming fresh out of the garden. We're gonna make a little homemade mayo. I got all the vegetables washed, and I just have a mason jar. This egg came out of the chicken coop yesterday, so 1 farm fresh egg. I got half of a lemon here. Squeeze that down in. Some salt. I like to do a little bit of paprika. I like the color of it, and I like the warm flavor that it gives it. Gonna pinch, 1/8 of a teaspoon, something like that. And then about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard goes in. And then a cup of avocado oil. Hardly any scent to it whatsoever. I have both olive oil and avocado oil in my kitchen. So a cup of that. And then it's important the egg is at room temperature. And I want to make sure the yolk is in the mixer. Have it. Thick, amazing mayonnaise in seconds. It's only Aaron and I for dinner tonight, and so I am not going to overdo the size of this salad like I normally would when everyone is here. But I thought some simple, fresh ingredients from the garden as we've been harvesting and finding these things, and they're so fantastic. These are some onions that I grew. They're gonna go down. They're gonna help make the dressing. So I just cut them in half and gave them a rinse because they were still covered in dirt. And so anything that's left, I'll just pop in the fridge and use in other meals this week. So I think 1.5 little onions. We're going to use the mayonnaise we just made. I have have some red wine vinegar, some black pepper, and a little jalapeno salt, which is Erin's favorite. So a good pinch of salt because the cabbage and all the vegetables can really use it, as well as some crushed black pepper. Now I use apple cider vinegar a lot of the times in the dressings, but as of late I've been using red wine or different vinegars, just getting a little different flavor going. So a good shot of that, give that a mix. We're gonna have to taste it. So I love the purple, look at that. Purple onions. It's a beautiful color. And we want it to be a little bit salty and a little bit flavorful because of all the vegetables. It needs a little more. A little more vinegar. A little more salt. A little pepper. Oh, you know what? I should use this other half of the lemon. Only because I have it sitting out here and I don't have any other use for it. It was good. I'm gonna start with the simplest of the vegetables, the cabbage. Now this is a nice, tight head. It's so fresh. We literally picked it on our way inside here. So let's get that core out. Cut it that way, maybe one more. And then put a nice chop. All right. As well as I pulled some kohlrabi. So you don't want the woody side, otherwise it's very tough to eat. And then peel it. And then a kohlrabi has kind of the firmness of a carrot, but a really mild cabbage flavor to it. And I've really grown to love these. So I think putting a nice little dice on just one in the salad will make for kind of a crunch. It won't break down the same way as the cabbage will, as the cabbage sits kind of in the dressing. So say tomorrow for lunch, if Erin takes this, I'm gonna kick Erin out. Okay, so chop it kind of like you would a potato. So let's just cut it in half. It's really firm is what I'm saying. You can grate this up, which is fantastic. So I just gave it a couple of slices like that. Now I'm gonna cut it crossways, just real thin. It's gonna give almost, maybe like you would do an apple in a salad. So give it nice little pieces, easy to get on the fork with the other vegetables. So beautiful. Here, got the celery, same thing, pulled it on my way out. So these are going to be full of moisture and beautiful flavor and so much crunch. So I just washed it up, threw 3 on here. I'm gonna go all the way down into the leaves because the leaves are full of flavor. There we go. These carrots are like little sugar bombs in your mouth. So we're gonna put a little dice on the carrots as well. So other than I buy, obviously, the oil. We don't have avocado trees, nor do I have an expeller press to do my own oil, but the food for tonight's dinner is coming from the Homestead, and I think that is just, I think it's what I dreamed of, and I'm kind of watching everything go on, and I'm super sad about, you know, this hurricane is the greatest loss of life in my lifetime because I am not 50 years old. So when they say, oh, this is the worst in the last 50 years, my head immediately is like, that's my lifetime. In my lifetime, we've never had one more deadly. So super sad seeing all of that, seeing the port strike that's gonna happen. That will directly affect Alaska in a very negative way, because we're kind of always last on the list when it comes to shipping food and vital supplies. Now, they'll be all too happy to ship the oil and the things that Alaska supplies out of here, but we don't have an economy that produces the grain and the milk and the beef and all of the different things up here in Alaska. And so we're kind of cut off from the rest of the country. So being able to look at this dinner, have a sense of hope and security that not on my watch. My kids will not be hungry, not on my watch. And then to have a beautiful, fresh meal when you feel the sadness, you see what is going on around you. It's a little bit more humbling today, this meal, than what I normally feel in the kitchen. And I think it's a good thing to remember kind of where we're at and what's going on and think of others and in the process. So I have one more carrot I'm gonna throw in here, and then we're gonna get cleaned up. All right, let's give that a mix. You don't normally think of these as autumn flavors or fall flavors, but they really are. The cabbage, the kohlrabi, the celery, the carrots, all of these things are in the garden well into the fall, and they're kind of a cold weather crop. They like the cold at the end of the season. Let's give it a try. My spoon's in the way. I'm trying to get everything. Gotta have a little carrot in there. Okay. I don't need to go right. I don't need to go right back in for a second bite. Aaron is literally gonna love that. He loves my homemade coleslaw. He's really gonna enjoy this. Okay, perfect. Let's do the potatoes. Look at the colors. So this is a beautiful pink. We're gonna cut it open. So I think I'm gonna do one of each color. We are going to parboil, and then I'm just gonna saute them. So it's pink skin with a beautiful white flesh. Get a little dice on here for perfect fried potato. Now, if I was going to do these as mashed potatoes, I would not mix the colors. But because we're just gonna give them a little boil, they'll lose a lot of their color in the process. And it's just Aaron and I don't need that many potatoes. So a lemony color inside and out, or cream, a creamy flesh and a creamy skin. And none of the skins are hard at all, and so I don't like to peel things. The kohlrabi, you have to peel it. The exteriors, I think it's just awful. So if you have to peel it, you have to peel it. But if I can avoid peeling something, I certainly do. So that one goes in. These are different than the other pink ones. So they're a much lighter pink with a bright white flesh. And then this, my creation, potato, has a super dark, almost black flesh. And then it's so purple inside. Isn't that beautiful? All right, back to the video. Can you see right along the edge of the pan, they're just starting to boil. I'll give them a little stir so they don't stick, but as soon as they boil all the way across the pan, that's when I'm gonna shut them off and let them just steep for about 5 minutes. But the water is great. You see, boiling here, we were boiling over there. We're gonna wait until we boil in the middle and then shut them off. Because lard makes the best, crispiest, beautiful potatoes. So just enough to kind of thin coat the bottom. We're not looking to deep fry or swim in the fat, but we want enough that the potatoes, and if we heat this right, the potatoes won't actually absorb a whole lot of the lard. And turns out lard is a good fat anyway. This is gonna sound a little bit silly, but why is that so beautiful? Food should be beautiful though. For dinner, the main that we're having is actually sandwiches, and it is a smoked moose heart that tastes, I kid you not, identical to a pastrami, and a smoked moose tenderloin. And then we put it with like arugula and some feta and some pickles, and use the homemade mayo and so on. And that's actually part of the moose video. And so I'm trying to record the ending of 2 videos simultaneously. And I'm sitting over here after having tasted the moose, and I'm just, Aaron is snacking on the salad and he goes, "This is so good." Like 3 times he stood in the kitchen and said, "This is so good." The moose is amazing because, our son harvested it and we processed it and we went through the whole things. And then I remember the day I planted these potatoes in the ground, and then to see the beauty of the food as it's cooked is just, I'm feeling very nostalgic right now. And I'm not quite sure why, but so you just don't really move them, just keep giving them a little shimmy shake. And I'm starting to see the edges and the bottoms brown up. The purple ones are kind of holding their color, but they've turned lighter. The dark purple skin with the bright white flesh, it gets a little bit of color to it, and then the rest start to kind of brown up, and the pink really turns to a very golden brown. And then the golden or buttery colored potatoes, they take on a beautiful brown hue, and the purple ones are actually looking really beautiful. So now that I can toss them around without them mashing or breaking or coming apart, the potatoes are done. Jalapeno salt on the potatoes or regular salt? Throw a little jalapeno. A little jalapeno salt on the potatoes right when they're hot. All right. Get in here, let's try it. I got the big man here to help me out. Okay, so not in this video, but this is the moose that is either the video before or the video after. So you'll just have to stay tuned. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button. But Aaron, do you want to taste the first potatoes of the season?
Yeah.
Get it. So I did 1 of each color. They're gonna be hot. They're so good.
Very nice.
I love fries. Oh, hot. They're so fluffy in the middle and the outside is crisp. Just cooking them that way is the simplest thing. Our sandwiches are moose with some feta, some homemade jam, some arugula, pickles, some of that mayo. You have been eating this off the spoon.
I have not.
You have to. All right. Get in here. We'll do it polite for the camera. What do you think of the salad? All homegrown. Literally pulled every bit of that out of my garden.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's dip. All right, thank you. We're gonna go enjoy dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. Some time with my daughter, pulling all the potatoes and the different garden things, and then making a fantastic meal from it.
That's really
And it's really good. We are starving and we are ready to eat. So thank you for joining us today. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you get notification, thumbs up, comments, and sharing our videos all help our channel to grow. Thank you to those of you who've stuck around all the way to the end. And with that, we hope that you are blessed. We hope you find something to be grateful for today as well. And we hope that we will see you in the next video. Until then, bye for now. Grab a sandwich. Potatoes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want ketchup or what do you want with them?
Figure it out.
I like the purple held the color, and they didn't turn like super black.